Hey everyone, I'm Ian Douglas, the author of the website techinterview.guide. I do live streams every Sunday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern about topics relevant to interview preparation for the tech industry. I occasionally record longer Q&A sessions, and I've started to break those into smaller videos to post. And there'll be information at the end of this video about how to get in contact with me if you have additional questions. Let's get to it. All right, this one is a little nebulous too. Someone asked, how do I increase the chances of getting called for a job interview? So we've talked about this on the stream a little bit. There are lots of different stages. So the first one is like, how do you apply for the job and then, make that application enticing for somebody to call you, whether it's the cover letter, the resume, and things like that. Your resume has to be in good shape so that your resume gets sort of, it flags you as being a really good match for that particular role. So this is why you have to customize that resume so that these automated systems will kind of look for all these keywords and kind of line things up and go, yes, Ian is a good match for this job. Then they're more likely to at least take a look at your cover letter and your resume and your LinkedIn and maybe your GitHub and things like that to try to determine whether they want to call you. From there, how do you increase that chance? I would say if you can do the networking, the outreach for the job for that company, then you can always ask someone inside, like, hey, could you put my name in, or could you go ask HR about me? Like, I've submitted an application for that job, or I've applied for that thing online. Could you go ask HR about status? If you ask them for a favor before you even apply, that person might have to go to HR and say, hey, Ian wants to apply for this job. Can I give you his resume? They're going to say, well, you can, but Ian's still going to have to go through our system because it's got to go through all these other things. So he's still going to have to apply anyway. Well, now you've already asked him for that favor. And then once you apply, you can ask him for another favor to say, hey, can you go ask HR about my application? So I would always ask for that favor after I've already applied. So apply for that job and then figure out like who you've already talked to at the company and ask them to go talk to HR and say, hey, my friend Ian submitted an application. Could you check it out? Could we get them in for an interview? Something along those lines. You're more likely to get a phone call that way. So that's one way to increase your chances. The other one is just make a really compelling case for yourself through your application. Make sure that resume is customized very well for a particular job. Make sure that, you've got things spelled correctly and that you look like the best candidate for that job. And then write a good cover letter. I covered a cover letter in a previous video. I'll try to link it, either on the screen here somewhere, or I'll put it in the show notes afterwards. But I've got a whole video on just how to write a cover letter. And then from there, like hopefully when they're looking at that, you're making a very compelling reason for them to call you. Hey, thanks for watching. I love helping people out with interview prep, and I hope this video helped you in some way. If you found this Q&A useful, please consider subscribing. You can follow me on Twitch as well for the live stream twice a week. Check out techinterview.guide/streaming for more information. I also have a daily email series that you can subscribe to on the website. There are never any ads, and when you finish the series, I scrub your information out of my database permanently. Finally, if you have a question that you'd like answered on the stream, you can find my contact info on techinterview.guide. I prefer LinkedIn or email. If you leave your question in a YouTube comment, it might take me longer to find it, but I'll see you next time.